anyway, we're getting ready for the big move, so all my stuff's packed up, and the audio is probably going to be terrible. The lighting's bad because all I got is one light. I'm going to start this off. Oh shit, I don't even know if I ever put a title in. I'll do it after the fact. I'm going to start this off that it doesn't matter if Charlie Kirk's dead or he isn't. Condolences and all that shit to his family. That has nothing to do with this video. Friends say I can turn anything into a conspiracy, so I don't give a rat's ass if I appear crazy. But here's the latest that's been told to me that, or I have found out from the FBI reports and da-da-da about Charlie Kirk getting shot. No, I don't have the video. I'm not going to edit it in. If you haven't seen it by now, go buy a lottery ticket, because what the fuck are you even doing in life? Simple dynamics. Who killed Kennedy? I have no fucking clue. What direction he came from? Yes. But this Charlie Kirk situation, excuse me, is turning into a conspiracy that Kennedy shit would make into a joke. We're led to believe, from what I've gathered, and if you can prove me wrong, please do so, and I take no offense from this whatsoever. What we're told now is Charlie Kirk had no body armor on. The bullet only impacted his neck. It was from 120 to 140 yards away, and it was at less than a 20-degree downward trajectory, right? Less than 20-degree slope impact. First thing I'm going to go over with, the original reports was it was a bolt-action rifle that was a World War II surplus that had been rebored to 30-06 and all this other BS. Let's go with what they're saying now, because we all know early reports can be wrong, right? It was a bolt-action, long-barrel 30-06 with a scope. I don't care who you are, if you've ever done any shooting whatsoever, because we've all sighted rifles in at 100 yards. Less than 150 yard shot from a vantage point of height is without a doubt child's play. But that's not even the issue. The sole issue I have, once again, we're led to believe he had no body armor, not that titanium ceramic plate that looks like muscles that people wear into the t-shirts. No soft body armor, because who gives a shit about soft body armor? It wouldn't impact the bullet any. What difference would a 30-06 make with a Kevlar vest? Absolutely nothing. Maybe open the bullet up a little bit. Let's just go after this. 140 yards, 20-degree slope. Bullet solely impacted his neck, right? And the first time I saw the video and his shirt went up, I thought, well, he's got something under his shirt, because why the hell did the shirt move like that? I even told my mom over the phone. I was like, the shirt moved. Something's not right here. No body armor, straight in the neck, right? 30 caliber weapon, 30 caliber. You take the smallest 30 caliber I know is 30 carbine, and less than 150 yards, that bullet would have gone straight through his neck. You up it by going to a 30-06, and I don't care what the gram of the bullet is or any of those details, any 30-06 whatsoever, and you put that in the same scenario of impacting, solely impacting his neck, the side of his neck, or the other side. Yeah, hitting the neck, solely impacting the neck, and no exit wound, because the bullet turned 90 degrees or more, 90 degrees or more than, and went down into his back. This famous YouTuber that just made another video, and he was hedging his bets with the news, and he was hedging his bets with not offending anybody, and hedging his bets here, and he gave a slight, if any, possibility to the bullet doing what the FBI is saying. I'm here to tell you, no fucking way whatsoever is anything in that FBI report could ever happen. And you don't even know the distance that the shooter was at. Bullshit, all that aside. The human neck, right? impacted with a 30-06 or a 30 caliber weapon in any capacity, the bullet will hardly know it went through anything. It's going to go straight through. The whole issue with it hitting his neck and then deflecting down, by the time it hit his neck, the kinetic energy, it would have pushed the vertebrae in a lemon-sized exit hole out the back of his neck. Okay. So then we move into the whole, well, deflection. You know, the bullet yawing or jarring off to one side. You can take a 30-06 and shoot it through 3 blocks of gel at 16 inches apiece and get a bullet to yaw out. They're asking you to not believe that the bullet got deflected, because we've all shot a hog or a deer with a 30 caliber weapon and the bullet just zips right through. Maybe deflected a little bit depending on how the deer was standing, who fucking knows, right? But they're expecting you to believe, in less than the thickness of half of a man's neck, that there was enough kinetic energy and deflection to go 90 degrees straight down, or canted backwards because he was leaning back, canted down, and possibly even exceeded 90 degrees angle of deflection downwards. Impossible. And I'm sure there's somebody out there that shot a deer with Grandpa's 30-30, and the bullet went in and hit bone and came out halfway down its flanks. Yeah, weird shit happens with bullets. But anybody, absolutely anybody, I don't care how much money you spend, 10 million torsos in a row shot at the exact same distance and the exact same impact, sole impact on his neck, you will not get one bullet to ever deflect 90 degrees down into the torso. Physically impossible. But yet, here's the Kennedy bullet theory of turning midair and doing all this crazy shit. There isn't a handgun in the world, I wouldn't say in the world, but a handgun caliber that has ever gone that far in and deflected 90 degrees. We wouldn't have gone with bigger cartridges and all this other shit if it had. If bullets were so damn effective that they can do this mysterious shit, we would have stopped at 9mm and called it quits, right? But anybody, absolutely anybody, that tells you that a 30 caliber bullet can go halfway through a man's neck and deflect downwards at or including, exceeding, of 90 degrees and not have an exit is 100% farce. There is absolutely no truth in that statement whatsoever. We're not getting the whole story. This just pissed me, and it's like, okay, well, we need to stop the guns, and 223 is so fucking it zips right through humans, right? That's why it's so deadly. We have to outlaw it. Well, then you get a big boy cartridge like 30-06, which is in the range of going into the magnums, and yet that's too powerful. But instead of coming out and say, we don't want citizens out there having this kind of firepower, this readily acceptable, and because there's no fucking way we can stop it without being absolutely absurd, they're not going to ever tell you that. But what they're going to say is, all this bullshit that we've gotten to this point about what bullets can and can't fucking do, that NASA couldn't make something to perform in those capacities in any manner, and yet we're led to believe that this is what happened. The 30-06 is so fucking powerful that it can't make it all the way through a human-sized neck. Impacted less than halfway and straight on. So you take out all the other parameters you could possibly fucking think of: body armor, weird instrument, deflection off of something, nothing hit, the bullet never hit anything before it hit him, so it didn't start at yarn before it got to him. But anybody that's ever shot anything, the skin opens up. Half the time you can't even find the entry wound. There might be a couple of spots of blood, but I can't tell you how many times I walked up to an animal and I couldn't tell where the impact was until after we gutted it. The skin seals back up, or closes back up, or stretches in a weird manner, but that the bullet wasn't already keyholing by the time it hit his neck, or deflecting such to where it wasn't a straight on impact, that it did make an elongated hit onto his neck. It's impossible. I can't even comprehend or tell you. I'm too pissed off about this, but we're supposed to be scared about the FBI. We're supposed to be scared of news agencies. We're supposed to be scared on YouTube. We're supposed to be scared of influencers. We're supposed to be scared of YouTube personalities. There's no conceivable way with the parameters that have been given to us in any capacity where that bullet impacted his neck and didn't come out the other side. It would have been a county over before it slowed down. No impact on the wall, no blood spatter, nothing. That the bullet went straight in and took a 90 degrees down into his torso, and we're led to believe that. But we also have to believe how great the FBI is and local law enforcement and praise them for something after the fact, I don't know. And, you know, Charlie Kirk's a hero and you're unpatriotic if you ever question anything. But common sense. Go to any fucking deer hunter. Have you ever killed something with a 30 caliber weapon? Did the bullet ever deflect? If I were to shoot you in the neck at 140 yards, because that's what we're talking about, I'm not trying to be vulgar here. If I were to shoot you in the neck at 150 yards, would the bullet not ever exit? The sheer kinetic energy alone, the bullet never knew his neck was there. And to have all the energy deflect the tip of the bullet down 90 degrees, when that tip hits something, yeah, you're going to get deflection because the tip is either soft or pointy, right? For bullet, what do they call it, efficiency or something? I can't remember. For long range shooting, they call it something else. How it slices through the air. When the tip hits, it's light, right? But you still have all this kinetic energy and weight at speed and ass into that bullet. So the tip is actually slowing down the second it hits something, if not a second before because of air pressure, but that's totally different. And the bullet will start to turn one way or another because that ass into the bullet is going to come through, but it can't outpass the front of the bullet, right? So you're always going to get deflection, no problem what. But there's no conceivable way that the bullet says, oh, okay, I'm going to come up when I hit something and go straight down. It never happened that way. And we're saying, well, don't believe your own fucking lying eyes because there's video of it. Yeah, there's video of something impacting his neck. If anything else, yeah, okay, I'll take all the parameters. The bullet impacted his neck. Show me any one time where somebody that half the thickness of a man's neck can get a bullet to deflect 90 degrees. It's impossible. Einstein couldn't come up with an equation with 10 fucking dimensions in it to make that shit work. All that energy in less than half the thickness of a man's neck diverted 90 degrees. It never fucking happened that way. Go fuck yourself.